So reply to SAR question number 3. Yes, A, yes sir. B, sir, the matter will be taken up into consideration by the state government.
Honorable Speaker, sir.
Yes, madam.
From the reply at 3A and B, it can be inferred that the government has gone ahead with the second round of talks for the settlement of the other 6 areas of differences with its counterpart in Assam. But the state government has not yet considered taking on board the stakeholders. So may I know why, sir, as to the government has not considered taking the stakeholders on board before the discussions were set on, sir?
Sir, the discussion is a process. It's not an event of a single day. So therefore the process has started. And as the process moves on, we will include, discuss, we will invite stakeholders, we will have public hearings, we'll have multiple meetings. So therefore, sir, the process has started. It's not that we have concluded the discussion. Hence, as this process moves forward, all stakeholders, all different people, public in general, all of them will be consulted, and only then we will move ahead with the discussion.
I thank the Honorable Chief Minister for the reply, sir. Why I had raised this question is because in the first phase of the talks, all these things did not happen. And only after the conclusion of the MoU have the HIMAs and other stakeholders objected to the signing of the MoU and the areas that were given away to Assam by the state government, sir. So I hope, sir, that the Honorable Chief Minister will stick to this particular process that he has already narrated, because whatever we saw in phase 1 was never the way in which the Honorable Chief Minister had stated, sir.
Sir, it's sad that the Honorable Member is misleading the House completely. And I can completely say that it's a lie, what he's saying, sir. In fact, the process of the first phase saw multiple stakeholder meetings. For the first time, the ministers and the concerned officials went to ground zero, had multiple public hearings which are on record, not only with just Meghalaya, but even Assam was with us. So, sir, I would ask the Honorable Member to refrain from making such statements which are completely misleading. You're in the House. This is not a press conference that is going on. So be clear about your facts. This is not the way a responsible member should act, sir. In regards to the different members and the stakeholders we've talked to, every single stakeholder has been involved in this process, sir. I cannot say that every individual in the state has been involved, but the concern of the members was saying about the HIMAs. So the HIMAs, the discussion took place in all the relevant areas where it was. District Council, MDCs, all of them were there when these discussions were taking place. Different MLAs, different NGOs, different stakeholders, you name it, sir. I don't have the whole list with me right now because the question was primarily regarding the second phase. So I don't have the details of the first phase but I'm sure we'll get an opportunity and I will share all those details of how many meetings took place and who all and how many people were involved in this. So I would ask the Honorable Member to refrain from misguiding and misleading the House, sir.
Honorable Speaker, sir, the rules and procedures of conduct of this House tells us that we cannot cast personal aspersions on honorable members. It is expected that the leader of the House refrains from using the word lies and tells the members that we are lying. Sir, I'm talking and some members are trying to add fuel to this entire discussion. Sir, the Khasi Hills District Autonomous Council had already passed a resolution in the House opposing the MoU. We have letters from Himalayan opposing the MoU. We have people who are up in arms saying that they don't want to go to Assam. Sir, calling me a liar, it's okay. It's for the people to judge whether I lie or not. I don't want to go away from the reply that the Honorable Chief Minister has said. that the government will still be considering the stakeholders. It will still be thinking. So when we are moving into this, sir, interrupting an honorable member also is not part of the rule, sir. So therefore, sir.
So this is question hour, sir. My point is that.
I think we not be reminded of what is question hour and 0 hour.
You need to be reminded.
So why is the Honorable Chief Minister annoyed? Why is the Chief Minister annoyed?
Sir,
so calling me
sir,
a liar
I would request, sir,
calling me a liar in the first instance.
Please put a question.
The honourable member,
I am getting.
Sir, and I will give a very detailed reply to him.
Chief Minister to
but ask him to please give a special question, sir.
Sir,
please put a question. Supplementary.
I am coming to that, sir, because as questions were cast and
been called a liar, question hour,
so I need to
please put a
clarify,
question.
Yeah. So therefore, sir, I would request the government that at least last time we had asked for the draft MoU on the floor of the House to be circulated, that was not done, and many areas have been lost. So at least this time, sir, second round, at least take us as a House into consideration and at least circulate the areas first so that at least we can have a thorough discussion and see the ground realities before the government goes ahead with the second round and finalizes the other MoU, sir.
Yeah. Sir, the honourable member has been mixing a lot of words and trying to bring out emotions into this entire thing. I understand it is an emotional subject, there's no doubt about it. But the fact is, why I said he's misleading the House and lying about it is because he said that the stakeholders were not consulted. That is wrong, sir. We consulted the stakeholders.
Sir, letters were there,
sir.
Letters were there, sir. That's why.
Please.
Sir, I think the honourable member needs to, again, do his homework. He has to understand that not agreeing to a discussion and giving a letter of, discontentment does not mean discussion didn't take place. Because
if the discussion had been there, why would there be discontentment?
Sir, when we talk, is it always necessary that everything will go on as we agree or both all agree? It may not go. But does that mean we never talked? So for him to jump to a conclusion that because there was discontentment, we didn't talk, that is what I'm saying is misleading the House. Your point may be valid, that somebody was not contented or not happy with the MoU and they have a right to write to it. But does that mean, or does that imply that discussion didn't take place?
So that means that there is a unilateral discussion was not necessary at all.
Sir, I'm replying.
That means this discussion was not necessary at all, sir. Then you just go ahead and decide and give away the areas.
Take a seat, please.
Sir, now Honourable Member is exactly saying what he said should not be done. Sir, we have maintained that we discuss with everybody. That's how discussions, sir, a complicated subject like that cannot be moved forward without this detailed discussion. That's number one. And that's why we did it. And what I'm saying is that the honourable member saying that we didn't discuss is misleading the House, and that's incorrect, sir. Number two part, he's saying that then why didn't we agree and why is the discontentment letter? So there will be. A complicated subject like this cannot have every single person agreeing to every single decision, and that's why government has to take a decision. It's not easy for us. But a lot of past governments have not taken this decision. We feel that it is time. 50 years have gone, and we took that decision. Now, I'm not saying that everybody agreed to it, so discontentment may be there. And that's what the KHDC or the other HIMAS might have written. That's fine. But saying that we didn't consult them is the part that I'm saying that you're misleading. We did consult them. They did not agree to it. That's a different issue. We may talk and argue for 100 years and we may not disagree. We may not agree, sorry. But that's how things go, discussion happens. But I'm saying, sir, that the discussion took place. All the stakeholders were consulted. Many rounds of discussion took place, and similarly, even in this second phase also, which is again a very complicated area, we will again have discussions with the stakeholders, and again, we might not have everybody agreeing to everything, but that's the nature of discussion, and that's the reason why solutions could not come out in the past, because there were a lot of divergent views, and the only way to bring consensus is to try to talk and try to figure out, and then ultimately move ahead with what is in the best overall interest, which may not be agreeable to everybody, but in the larger interest of the state and the people, we had gone ahead, sir. And in the same manner, this phase also we will have discussions.
So therefore, sir, the last. Sir, I thank the Honourable Chief Minister for this clarification. But the fact is, as I had said, the ground realities talk differently. If fish ponds are being inspected in the middle of the night, if people were trying to show concerns and raise voice, or maybe during the public hearings they were trying to show their points, they were shouted down by the minister from Assam side, do we call this discussion, sir? Do we call such things as discussion and taking stakeholders on board when people on the ground are saying that they have come to inspect things at the middle of the night? And who are those people who have been called for the public hearing, sir? Where there are people from the state? So therefore, sir, the process, as the Honorable Chief Minister stated, needs to be reviewed, because all the anomalies that had happened in phase 1, sir, we don't want that to happen in phase 2, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I think the honorable member has spoken in favor of the government, because he said that, the meetings took place even in the night.
So that's what I'm saying, sir. If these are the kind of discussions.
So what I'm trying to say, sir, this is how hard the members were working. That they even went to the late night. It's not about they didn't get tired, they were committed to the cause, and that's why even late night they were visiting. But the honorable member fails to mention that it wasn't that just one visit, there were 6, 7, 8 visits before that also to the same location. So therefore, I think he's just certifying the fact that the government has done a lot of hard work. Even late night meetings took place, sir. So therefore, it's not just that one meeting, sir. He mentioning about that one meeting that happened to be late night, but that's because the area is big, complicated, we had to move on. Multiple meetings took place. He's mentioning about that one meeting, but before that, many meetings took place, sir, for that area also. Number 2, sir, I also would request, so this is important, why? Because I know a lot of members would like to participate in this. This is a sensitive issue. I don't want anybody to play politics in this. This is not an issue to play politics. Please remember that. If we are trying to play politics with this, then we are going against the interest of our own people. Please refrain from playing politics. Please give positive suggestions. We are here to work for our people. We are here to resolve an issue that has been lying pending for the last 50 years. You have not seen the tears in the eyes of the people who come and meet us, crying and telling us, please resolve this issue. We can't sleep at night. Sir, I need the members of this house to feel that, to understand that it is not a simple issue. And we are responsible to our people. And the worst thing we can do is play politics on an issue like this. Now, sir, why I'm saying this is because a large number of members I know will mention this issue again. It's very easy to say, oh, we have left that village out. Let's be specific. Please don't give generic statements, is my request, sir, through you, that if the honorable members, when they say villages were left out, please mention which village. There were differences in the area. Please, which area of the difference was there? It's a large area, sir, with many, many villages and a large population. If we give generic statements here in this house, then we'll keep going round and round and round in discussion, and we will not reach to any conclusion. But yes, if there are areas that will help us, or there are suggestions that will help us to make the things better and resolve the situation in a much better manner for the people, so we are ready. We're ready to listen. But not if it is being done from the point of playing politics. So therefore, I'm not saying that people will play politics, but if you are making statements which are generic, like somebody will come and, honorable member just mentioned, sir, that villages were left out, and people are in arms. Let us hear the names of the villages where people are up in arms. What is the problem out there? Let's discuss that, and let's figure out how to resolve that issue. So let's be specific. And just, raising up a generic tone in this thing will not help the process. And this is why, sir, in the past, this issue has not been resolved, simply because we were always very generic. But when you realize that we come down to micro details, we realize that there were some villages which were never under dispute. Then we realized in some villages, people are agreeable to a solution. And then we realize that there are 20%, 15% where there is a genuine difference in the people's opinion. So it is very important that we break this huge problem into micro problems. That's the only way to resolve it, sir. And when we break them down into smaller problems, then we are able to resolve it and find a solution and focus on the ones which we are not able to agree on. So my request, sir, will be that let us be specific, let us be productive. This is the best, platform and the highest platform to discuss an issue like this. My only request, sir, is that we should not play politics in this. We should try and resolve this issue in the interest of the people and the state as a whole, sir.
Sir.
Honourable Member, I would like to request the House that during the question hour, kindly be specific and very short, because other members have raised a question, so I
Sir,
have to
this is a very
make
important,
an attempt.
sir, this
And
is
we
a
have,
very important point.
Please
Sir,
please take a seat. Please take a seat. We have the thing in the resolution also with regards to the boundary. So you may take up and raise your points there also. So let not be a waste of time during the question hour.
Sir, this matter was dragged because unnecessarily the Honorable Chief Minister was
Yeah,
getting
you may put
emotional.
a question now. Just put a question. You may raise whatever points in the resolution where it is been listed during this.
Sir, my question is whether the stakeholders, considering the members of this honorable of this house, sir, whether they will be considered before the other discussions go ahead with the balance 6 areas of differences.
Sir, I've already replied. The answer is affirmative. Yes, sir. We will be discussing with everybody.
Yeah.